Random disclaimer, I just had to re-record this voiceover because I was touching my mic too much and it was all f***ed up. So I'm really bad at voiceovers, so bear with me, please. I don't click off the video because of secondhand embarrassment. I promise I get into it a little bit more at the end and I get a grip. But yeah, so I'm going to go over all the art that I made in 2023. I'm super late to this. I was putting off making it since January, and I just decided randomly to do it all in like one day, and then I worked on it for 7 hours straight, and now we're on day 2, baby. Okay, so we're already way past when I would have liked to be done with it, but after every season of art that I cover, we'll do a little sketchbook tour, and basically I want this to be a good learning opportunity for me, and if you find it fun too, then that would be a huge bonus. So yeah, I hope that you enjoy. If you want to get out your drawing stuff and draw and put me on in the background, please feel free. That'd be very sick, very cool. And yeah, I have my notes pulled up, so I'm gonna get into it. Yeah. So the very first thing I did in 2023 was that I finished this commission, which was for the Dice of Thunder podcast. I'll put the link in the description. It's a Pathfinder commission. They have an actual play podcast, and yeah, it's really good. You should listen to it. And then around the same time, I had a really big portrait kick, so I did a bunch of portraits. And originally, I was just trying to make a new profile picture, but then I had to make one for my girlfriend at the time, and then I had to make one for a bunch of my friends. And then, okay, we're doing this fast because we got a lot, okay? I draw a lot. So in February, in my illustration class, we had an assignment to make a 21st century plague doctor illustration and to use photo bashing. So the background is photo bashed. I made that with images, with stock images. So I won't go into the story too much, but I think that I go into it on another video of mine. Maybe I'll put the link in the description for that if you want to hear about these characters' story. And this is a bunch of different versions I did for it because I was really struggling with the pose and wanted it to be good. So, and then I did a bunch of cheese for my graphic design class. Again, this is for like a different project, but that's graphic design, so I'm not including it here. Okay, and then this is Clementine. She is a character from Pomelo Ranch, which is a game concept that I make sometimes, and it's just like an illustration, like a concept design project that I have. I like to do my projects about it sometimes so that I can still indulge in my personal ideas while fulfilling the needs of an assignment, because otherwise I wouldn't have that much time to do my personal ideas and stuff. And then I did this VTuber model for Clover. I'll put the link to her Twitch account and her YouTube channel in the description. This is a YouTube thumbnail. Very fun. I love doing VTuber models. This was a redraw of a really old Mulan drawing I did. Okay. This was a redraw of a Mulan drawing I did when I was like in high school. I like it. I really like the lighting on it. I really wish I could... I really want to redo it, though, because I feel like clothes would not reflect light this aggressively. Like clothes are not as reflective as, like, gold or skin is. So I wish I could redo that, because I've learned some things about textures. I drew this for me mum. She went to Vegas. And this was another illustration project that I also did Pomelo Ranch for. And then this was a Meet the Artist, pretty self-explanatory. You might have seen this in a video that was like visualizing in 3D or something, another video of mine. I don't like that video, you don't have to watch it. That was before my voice dropped, but yeah, this is a honey monitor, and this is a wombart. They're like little creatures that I designed, and I've always struggled with creature design, so I was really proud of these, and I had to do a lot of studies to like figure it out, but I did figure it out eventually. And then this is fan art that I did because Zelda Tears of the Kingdom came out, and I was really excited, and I really like Pura. Pura? Really like Pura. This is another lovely commission, and then we have this a drawing that I did for my sister for her birthday of her and her boyfriend and her cat. This guy died, so I got commissioned to draw the next character, Varg, and make a little icon for him for the Dice of Thunder podcast also. This is like my favorite piece that I made at the time. I mean, this is probably one of my favorite like character illustrations, at least one of my favorite commissions that I've ever done. I was really happy with how it turned out. I really struggle with drawing like more masculine characters, so the fact that I was able to do like a hunched over knoll like this, I was very proud of. This is my favorite drawing from spring. It's actually I think one of my favorite illustrations ever. Although there are a lot of things I would change about it if I redid it. Because I think I got kind of lazy on the background, and I mean, in a lot of places, like I really don't like that knee. Basically, it's about like fatigue and, you know, it being hard to get out of bed and being like haunted by like memories or like regrets, and like little things that can help you get through that, like if it's sunny out, or your meds, loved ones, or your cat, you know. So yeah, that's what that's about. Lots of meaning in that one. Okay. It's next day, Jesse, coming at you hot. I have a Monster Energy drink, and I'm gonna do the voiceover for these sketchbook tours now. So yeah, I had all my sketchbooks and all the books I illustrated. I set them out too. I was gonna like look through them. I was gonna like flip through them to show the illustrations, but I decided nobody wants to see that. If you want to see the illustrations, you know, you could just... I'll put the link to the books in the description. So this sketchbook is my... This sketchbook is actually from, like, 2020. And then I think that I picked it up again and then started again in, like, 2021 or 2022. And so these drawings are all from my freshman year of college. If you notice, like, skips, it's because I've always taken notes in my sketchbooks. I've never had, like, really pretty sketchbooks like I know a lot of other artists do. So there's, like, a lot of notes, and, like, I think I had to block out my roommate Lynn's phone number once, and there's some vulgarities on some of the pages, so I definitely had to cut out a couple of them. I wanted to do like a full sketchbook tour and like not miss anything, but I can't leave all that stuff in there. Or I'd have to like block out everything. But anyway. So that was the first sketchbook. For this tour, this section of the tour, I'm doing two sketchbooks. One of them is the little one from like 2021, and this one is, I think, the next year. It's 2022. I know that I did all these figure drawing studies during the winter break of my freshman year, I think. Or was it my sophomore year? No, I think it was my freshman year. Anyway, so yeah, I had a big like figure drawing kick for a while, and was drawing... doing a lot of figure drawing because I was excited for my figure drawing class that I was going to take my sophomore year. So yeah, I think I I cut out all the pages that had like a lot of nudity on them just because I didn't want I didn't want YouTube to be mad. I really like that one with the guitar. And then there were some self-portraits. But yeah, I have a really bad habit of never finishing sketchbooks. So originally I was going to like make this one big sketchbook tour, like the whole video would just be a sketchbook tour, but I realized I didn't have a single sketchbook that was actually filled in the whole way. And that's one of my New Year's resolutions, actually fill up a sketchbook the whole way, even if not all the pages are like actually presentable. I know that's like, you know, everyone like all artists have sketchbooks. I just am so bad at consistently sketching, and it's probably a pretty big hindrance. So I'm trying to be better at that. But yeah, I did good for a little while there, for a couple months when I was doing these figure drawing studies. But then I have a big kick, and then I get bored halfway through, and then I always get a new sketchbook because I want to have like the clean page and stuff. This one actually has oil paint on it because that was when I was taking my painting class, my sophomore year, I think. And then here's some illustration sketches for my illustration class when we were doing Animal Farm. And I drew some pigs. This was for my drawing class, drawing my roommate's feet. Some character signs from my Patreon. And a lot of these pages are like so gunked up, like majorly gunked up, because I don't spray it with sealant or anything, and then when it closes it gets all gunked up. But this was also for my illustration class. The themes in the drawings are going to get a little bit weird because we had to do an editorial illustration. So of our choices, we could either illustrate like a political news article, or we could illustrate an article about how technology is bad for us. So even though I'm like definitely the worst with my phone, like my screen time is like technology, you know, it's evil, really. And then here's some character designs for Philippa. There's a I drew her in a couple different of my favorite artist style. Here's a woman I drew. I don't think that this should count. YouTube, forgive me. I really like that pen drawing. I wish it didn't have smudgies all over it. Anyway. Those were for my graphic design class. I really wish my sketchbooks were less messy. I feel like all of my sketchbooks are mostly notes and then it's like doodles and stuff, and that's how I do it. I mean, I always kind of visualize things with words first, but oh, that was for the Varg commission. I think we saw the Varg commission already. Look, oh, clapping. Yes. I was like, oh my god. Me and my past self are so in sync right now. Anyway, that's it. So we're gonna go back to the summer now. Next. Yep. Okay, so now we're on to summer. I need to go through this faster because this is I'm like boring myself because this is the second time that I've done this. Okay. So for most of summer, I was working on these illustrations for Edith West's book, Sorry, my mom was texting me. Okay, so for most of the summer, I was working on these illustrations for Edith West's book. It's called Your Path Led Through the Sea, I think. It's about the Bible. And I'm not religious, but it was still a lot of fun to do. And it's really cool. This was my first like book that I illustrated, and it was very cool to have like a physical book with like my name on the cover and a bunch of my drawings on the inside, even though it's in black and white, so you can't see the colors, but yeah. I'll put those all up on screen. And then I did another book, and this is a real book that I also have. I made this for Pride Month. I actually made it so that I could come out to my family and attach the image to the Facebook post. And that went over fine. In case you're wondering, this is another piece about me being trans. This is actually my iPad background, and it's fine. I did it really, really fast. I did this in like 30 minutes or something. I really like the colors in this piece. I think I just did this while I was at my friend's house. More drawings for me mum. She commissioned this. So this was a drawing I did of my girlfriend at the time, and I did it while I was on vacation. And it really got me out of art block. I really like the lighting on the face and stuff, but I was in a really bad art block, and this really got me out of it. And then this put me back into the art block. This was a art fight piece. If anyone does art fight, every single year I start art fight. Every single year I participate in art fight, and I'm so excited, and I put so much energy into the first piece, and then for the rest of the month, I literally cannot draw at all. And I don't do anything. I don't do any attacks. And then it goes away after the month is over. Anyway, this is my July art block. The beginning of my July art block. This was the last good thing that I drew all summer. And now we're in the fall. Guess who's back? Back again. Next day, Jesse's back to do the Sketchbook Tour voiceover again. I hope you're sick of my voice already. I'm sick of my voice. I'm sick of hearing my voice, and I'm sick of editing my voice. I wish there was an alternative. I'll probably cut out, honestly, a lot of the things that I'm saying and put music instead. And maybe that'd be a lot better for everyone. But let me know. But here is one of my more recent sketchbooks. We're on to more recent sketchbooks now. This one, I think, was actually from 2023. So it'll be relevant to the art that I'm showing, actually. Instead of just showing like random sketchbooks from other eras, but okay, so this is around the time when I met my buddy Tyrus. I think that the drawing of him is in the fall, so you'll see that next. It'll be like the first thing. But yeah, I draw him like a lot. And there's some figure drawing studies. I drew those in my philosophy class. I just had like basically naked pose references up in my philosophy class. I couldn't be bothered. And then here is a bunch of idea thumbnails for my graphic design class, which I also actually photographed Tyrus for, although I'm not going to show it because it's a photography, like graphic design layout thing, not an illustration thing. But you can see on the right, those pictures that are like press pause with the big pause thing, and those were his. On the left, I had some other friends photographing that too. But yeah, he was like in a bathtub and stuff. It was cool. Some more sketches, some more perspective sketches, because I am not very good at perspective, and I'm trying to get better at it. And also some hands, because I'm also bad at hands. I talk about this in the next part, in the fall. But around this time, I had a little bit of a furry phase, okay? It started with me drawing Tyrus as a cat, and I was like, this is pretty cool. I'm kind of figuring this out, to be honest. I'm kind of getting the hang of this. And then I got the hang of it a little bit too much, and then I was, like, obsessed with it, and I was drawing our little characters, like, all the time, and I was really obsessed with it for a while. And it was, like, a lot of fun. I like drawing anthro characters a lot, because I think that they're so, like, it's really refreshing after going from, like, drawing a human face 15 bajillion gazillion times in a row to drawing more, like, uniquely silhouetted little characters. Although I wasn't very good at it, so I kind of gave up after a little while. But yeah, some possums. My friend has a pet possum named Peavy, I think. That might be wrong. I think it's Peavy, yeah. And then... Oh, we're already at the end. Okay. I give up on sketchbooks so fast. But yeah, here's my... I think I was doing notes for some sticker club advertisements, and that was like the last thing I did. Also, you could see the stickers on the front because I was using it for ads. Anyway, that's all. Bye! So, this is my buddy Tyrus. My good friend Tyrus. Love him. This is also one of my favorite drawings ever. I really like the colors in this. And then this, it's about growing up or something, I don't know. Inspired by Van Gogh a lot with the sunflowers. This was another commission. This was a drawing that I did really fast for Mermay. And I like that there's a story in this. I don't really like the drawing that much, but I like the colors and I like the story. Okay, so I almost didn't include this because I was like, oh, furry art is cringe, but I had a little phase where I made a little persona, and then I made a bunch for all my friends. And I wasn't going to add this, but I decided to because, you know, what they say, cringe culture is dead, and no one I know in real life is going to watch this far into the video, so it's fine. Phew, okay. That was a short one, but we're getting to the end now. I think we only have winter left. You saw my buddy Tyrus. And now we're going to do my current sketchbook, this is the one I'm working on right now. And I'm really hoping that I'll actually finish it. Although I started it in, I think, 2023? I started it January of 2023. And then I was working on it for a lot of January, gave up on it, lost it somewhere in my pile of old sketchbooks. And then recently I got it out again because I really like the size of it and the texture of the paper. So I started working on it again, and none of the graphite drawings really smudge in there, and I really like that. Those are some cursive names that my mom wrote because that's what she likes to do. She likes to write down people's names in fancy font. Anyway. So yeah, I like talking over videos of my sketchbooks a lot more than I like talking over videos of just like my art. I don't know why. Maybe because it's interesting to me too, just seeing all this stuff. Like these are some dog studies. There are notes for an assignment and a cat. I really like drawing animals. Some logos. It's hard doing both graphic design and illustration because then you're having stuff like this where I'm trying to find out what UI layout works best, and also my sketchbook with drawings of my little characters. It's kind of a mess. Here's sketches for the mermaid drawing. You could tell the final product was a lot better than the sketches. I am not very good at sketching. I do not sketch enough. I really like this page though. I really like the Bees and Hound in the background and the foot cover up, you know, the pose. I redraw the same drawing of a dancer every year, so I was trying to figure out poses for that. And then here's a comic that I haven't quite finished yet. I have comics of on my Patreon. Some drawings of friends that I drew at a party. I think most of this sketchbook ends up being life drawing because I draw my friends a lot. But oh, stickers! If you want stickers, I sell them. Just so you know. I sell those. All those are for sale. Well, not the cowboy, but most of them are for sale. Yeah, well now we're on to like super recent stuff. I think that we're in 2024 now. And I was playing Elden Ring and Hollow Knight and drawing my yard from my porch. I really like doing studies like this, although it's not the most accurate, you know. I was also doing some character design studies of big characters for a character design I've been working on, which you might not ever see until, you know, well into next year if I ever do a everything I drew in 2024 video. Oh yeah, there's a drawing of my bedroom in blue pencil. Some hand studies. Ignore the notes on there. Just ignore them. They don't make any sense. It says, I was like, oh, you just gotta draw hands gloopy. And I was like, that gloopy? But it made sense to me. Still makes sense to me. Oh, this year, one of the things I got better at is drawing like big buff men. And I think that is in part due to sketching a lot. So that's pretty cool. Here are some drawings from my family dinner, from my family Easter. That's my dad. That's my peepaw, my papa. And that's the rest of my family, or at least all their legs. I have a really big family, so family gatherings are all like us just standing, or all sitting like side to side around a very tiny room. Another comic idea, and more drawings of my family at the family Easter, and that's all I got. That's all I got so far. So yeah, okay, back, and now we're gonna finish the winter. So we're gonna finish now. Winter, very sparse. It seems like at the end of the year, I always kind of shut down and stop drawing, and then when the next year starts up again, I like really fire up my engines. So yeah, there's not very much in the winter, and then there's like a ton in the spring, and it'll happen next year. Anyway, this was a project for a graphic design class where we had to pick out of like a list of haikus and then make a 3-piece narrative illustration based on the haikus. So I picked these ones. As you can see, I'll put them on the screen, and they're cowboys, and I really like the color scheme I used. It's really weird. This was a portrait of my girlfriend as her Sea of Thieves character, and this is a comic that I made, and I'll put the other comic that I made on my screen that's public. And if you want to read more of these comics, you could subscribe to my Patreon. The general support tier is only $2 a month. That's not bad. It's not bad. And And if you want to treat yourself, I have a sticker club. So for $12 a month, you get sent like a little sticker sheet. Anyway, I digress. I'll put the links in the description, but I don't want to advertise myself too much. So that's all. That's all the drawings I made in 2023. I really feel like I didn't draw that much last year, and I want to draw more this year. Okay, that's it. Thank you for watching. You're allowed to leave now. Well, actually, wait. Before you leave, I did want to say that I sell stickers, and I'll probably make a video on that. That'd be pretty cool. And I have a Patreon account with a sticker club, so you should check that out. And also, I'll put my socials, and I'll put everything so that you can find me in the description and also on the screen, because I don't really make very many videos, and if you like my content, then you should really check out the content that I actually post frequently and like check out my art and stuff. So that's all. Okay, thank you. Bye.